Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 6. I almost said 5. Episode 6. I am Alicia, and
And I'm Mo. How
and
is everybody? Hope everybody's good this week. Doing
staying
good.
warm, hopefully. It's supposed to get
Now,
really cold here.
yeah, and we're getting really warm. I can't
Oh,
take
well,
it. It's like freezing. It was like freezing on the weekend, and then it was warm. I had a headache all day yesterday because of it. It's getting ridiculous. So.
and here it was really nice yesterday. It was like in the 50s yesterday.
Hmm.
And then today it started getting colder, and it's supposed to get really cold on Thursday because we're supposed to get like a snowstorm.
Oh, jeez.
And then it's going to be back up to like the 50s on the weekend, and I'm like, I just want the weather to just chill out. I want it to be nice out so I can like feel more motivated to do stuff.
I know. I know. It was nice out here earlier, and now it started raining. I'm done with winter. Bring on spring.
Yes, please. I'm ready for garage sales.
Yes.
So speaking of, well, garage sales and listing an eBay store and whatnot, we were talking about uh what to do when your store is slow because that seems to be a common issue right now with some people.
Yeah.
I think it's in between Christmas and tax season and people are
Yeah.
just not spending money.
I think it's
That's my
that.
best
I
guess.
also I also think that whenever eBay does its updates and changes, I feel like it's a common thing. So over the last couple of years that I've been kind of doing this, every time there's like an update, everybody's like, my store is dead, like nothing. I don't know if that's you know, true. I mean, it probably is true, for
Mhm.
all we know.
I mean, historically, because this is my second like full year going into like of reselling, like from January to December. Um, in 2022, for me, February was also not super great. I mean, actually, I actually made more money in February than I did in March and stuff. Like, I'm looking at my spreadsheets. Yeah. So, like,
Mhm.
January was good. February went down just a tiny bit. March was way down. Then April went way back up. So, I don't know. For me, my sales started picking up again yesterday. I had a decent amount
Yeah,
the day before,
I
but before that,
I was
nothing.
yesterday I had the bulk of my weekend sales. I didn't really have anything Friday and Saturday.
Hmm.
I guess Sunday and Monday
Yeah, for me, it picked up
count.
Sunday,
Mhm.
Monday, but like I was
Yeah.
getting no offers sent to me or anything until
Hmm.
like Sunday. I got like a bunch of different offers throughout the day trickling
Yeah.
in, but it's like people just weren't sending offers until Sunday. So,
I haven't had it. I had one offer today and then and I accepted it and they immediately canceled.
oh man.
I'm like, come on. It wasn't a big sale, but they're like,
And
won't get their reason was won't get here in time. I'm like, okay.
all right, well, can't do much about that, I guess.
No.
So we were going to talk
So
about what to do when your store is slow or when you're
yeah.
not getting a lot of sales, which hopefully will only be the case for a few days
Yeah.
until maybe March rolls around and people
Right.
start thinking about summer and buying summer things and
Spring and summer.
spring
I
stuff. Yeah.
was actually so the obvious thing is keep listing. If you don't
Yes.
list, you don't make sales, and that's true. And that you were saying spring and summer coming, and I was thinking about that today because when I was downstairs earlier and I was going through my death pile, I have all these teacups, with the flower, like little flower china teacups.
Mhm.
And I do pretty okay with them. Most of them aren't like big money unless you find certain brands. But I was like, I got to get these listed because it's spring. Mother's Day's coming up. People do crafts with some of them. People give them for gifts. I know um, I've been to more than a few bridal showers where they have a tea and they just have all different kinds of teacups,
Mhm. Instead
and
of buying all
saucers.
uniform ones, they'll
Yeah.
get a bunch of individual ones,
Hmm.
yeah.
So, think about like what are the next holidays, what's coming up, spring, Mother's Day, and look in your death pile and start digging out those kinds of things that would, you know,
Camping gear,
yes, hmm,
um, I'm trying to think. Since I source clothing, I do have, like, swim trunks and stuff, but those are
swimsuit
already listed.
suits, exactly.
Stuff like that.
Hmm.
Gardening stuff,
Right?
even stuff that other fellow resellers could use, like fanny packs. I don't know. Just thinking, because
Right.
some people might, be like, "Oh, I need
E-
a fanny
you
pack
know,
for a garage sale
yeah.
season," or.
Hmm. And so Mother's Day, Easter's coming up before that. So if you have any like knickknacks or anything that's Eastery, I just sold an Easter basket um, that I had up from last year. I had a bunch up last year. It was the only one that didn't sell yet last year. I thought it would because I thought it would be the first one to sell. It was it's like a plush Easter basket. It's like a
Mhm,
basketball, and I figured, because boys and you don't really find, mostly they're rabbits or just baskety looking things or ducks or something.
mhm.
I thought that would sell first, but it's sold now. So Easter stuff, that kind of thing. I sold that. That was a pretty good sale. And I bought it was like 99 cents, and I sold it for like 20 something. So
Wow.
easy ship
St.
plus a
Patrick's
slight
Day,
weight. Yep.
yeah,
Anything.
Mother's Day stuff, like you just
Mm-hmm.
said. What
Yep.
else is coming up then?
Yep. And then Easter. Those are the
Wow.
So that's the short term, and then long term is summer, like you said. And, camping, swimsuits. Trying to think if I have anything in my death pile for summer.
Mhm. Um,
And if you're a clothing
outside
seller,
stuff like oh yeah,
hmm,
summer clothes,
hmm,
shorts, tank tops, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Um, well, I didn't know if you had anything else to add there.
No, that's. I mean,
Okay.
that's my main thing is just list and find things that are, stuff sells all year long. Wait to list I don't necessarily wait to list Christmas or, I've sold Christmas in the middle of the summer, but if you have stuff sitting there and it's all, it's coming, that's when the time to put
Mhm.
it up.
For sure. Um, well, my main idea was like if I'm out of listings or not out of not making sales and
Hmm.
kind of bored, what I will do is I'll go through and delist stuff
Okay.
or
Hmm.
delist and relist,
Right.
or
Hmm.
if it's really cheap and it's just really not worth it for me to sell it, like a $4 free shipping item or something like
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
I'll go ahead and just
You
delist
get
it
it.
and
Get it
throw
off.
it usually on the dollar auction here, the local dollar auction. Or
Right.
recently, they just opened up a buy nothing page or an everything's free page here.
Hmm.
So some stuff I'll just throw on there too, and people will just come pick it up for free. It's kind of
Right.
better than taking it to wherever to donate. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I do end and sell similar, but I do that like on a monthly basis. Like I don't keep
mhm,
anything over I don't keep a list. Any listing that's more than 30 days, I'll end and relist. That seems to get my older stuff moving because it must bring it to the top of the algorithm and gets eyes on it. So I do that usually daily when I remember. I
how many items do you have in your currently listed, like
only have
active?
like 500 right now. My
Oh,
goal
okay,
is to get to 1,000. I would like to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, before fourth quarter. But I got to get my butt in gear.
and does
So
eBay automatically do that, or do you
do
manually go in and delist?
yeah, I just look and see what I just sort by date and just look,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll just end them and then sell similar. Sell similar.
I don't have the patience to do that. I
I
would
don't
I
have
would
as
lose
much
my
stuff
patience.
up as you. I don't have as much stuff up as you
Well, right
at the
now I
moment,
do
but
have like 870 items
yeah,
listed, but I could get to 900. I just like I have a pile of stuff too that I
yeah,
just stuff that needs a little more attention that I can only do a
mm-hmm,
couple a day or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, mm-hmm. I have stuff like that, stuff I have to like clean up. Like I don't like stuff I've bought, like all those teacups and stuff I have. Like
Mhm.
I was like sorting through getting them out so I can go wash. Like I'll wash them, and then I'll.
Mhm.
It's just easier that way. I do clean stuff before I take pictures of it. I mean, as best as you can before I take
Mhm.
pictures of it because this is like estate sale stuff and it's like dusty and you know
Might make for better
better
pictures.
pictures. Yeah, I know some people are like, I don't clean anything, but gotta clean something sometimes.
Oh yeah. I have a rag usually I'll keep at my listing table.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, I have
it's like a
that too.
microfiber type thing and I'll just use it if I need to wipe something down. Um
Yeah, I do the same thing. These came from, I don't know, they must have been in somebody's storage and they're kind of grimy, so I'm just gonna put them in the sink and give them a rinse off and easier.
Also in conjunction with the delisting stuff is also to go through your bins because I found that eBay is notorious for randomly delisting some of your items that you don't know about. So
Right.
like for example, I did it. I went through
Hmm.
all of my bins, I don't know, 3 months ago maybe now, and
Hmm.
I found a pile of stuff that hasn't been listed in God knows how
Hmm.
long.
Yeah. And
Like good
this
stuff too that I
this
thought was
is
listed. Nope.
right. So inventory, because this is
Mhm.
the if you ever worked in retail, this is the time of year, January, February, when they do retail. When they do retail, when retail does um, inventory, because it is slower, so they have time to do it. So that it is that's the perfect time. I've been doing that too, and also because I'm like rearranging stuff too. Um, but yeah, and like then you can figure out where you have space. If your bins are.
It frees up a lot of stuff too, or
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
some of the stuff I found that I ended up having to actually like list because the listings were so old that I couldn't find them, or
Mm-hmm.
like they had been delisted for more than 90 days that I could
Right.
not find
Uh-huh.
the listing I had.
Right.
Um, so I had to take pictures of most of them again, redo the listing, and some of them did sell. And it's like, wow, I wish it would have, And
Right.
some of it was stuff that sold and the buyer wanted to cancel. And sometimes eBay will manually relist, sometimes they won't, and you'll actually have to
Yeah.
go in and do it again. But
I yeah, I have I usually do stuff on my computer, not always. So if I'm sitting on my phone, I'll send offers, whatever.
mhm,
But funny you brought that up because today that I accepted the offer, it was like when I woke up. I accepted the offer and then like 2 seconds later they cancel. So I go in there and it was like this won't automatically relist. And I was like,
mhm.
well, why not? So I didn't cancel it and I went on the computer later and it did. So I don't know if it's an app
Oh, that's weird.
thing or I don't
Hmm.
recall canceling doing it from my phone before and I don't remember. So I don't know if it's the app versus, just something you can't do on the app or what. But
Usually
yeah.
in that situation, my way of doing it is like I'll cancel it and I'll get that email. It's like an order has been successfully canceled or
Mhm.
whatever. I'll wait maybe at least like an hour and then I'll go on my phone and I'll search my active listings for that item
Mhm.
again to see if it
Yeah.
relisted, no matter
Yeah.
what the email says, even if it says that it
Yeah,
doesn't
just make
automatically
sure.
relist because I just don't trust it. And then if
Yeah.
not, I'll go into the
Yeah.
sold listings and you can just sell similar
Mhm.
and make the it's just easy. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I
usually yeah. I get that. I look at the number because I don't have that many things in a store right now. I'm like
mhm,
at 500, so I know what number I have. So if it goes up one, I'm good.
yeah.
But yeah, eBay,
Mm,
I've heard it a lot. eBay relist stuff that you don't have, eBay delist stuff that you do have. So it is a good time because it is the slow time for retail to do your inventory. However you do it, you know, print out. I was actually I was watching Rebel Reseller, and she's got like 10,000. I mean, she's got a ridiculous amount of listings. So they're doing inventory, and they're like, they know like where stuff is, and they print out, and they're like kind of going through. And she's, she was saying they find stuff all the time that's not listed anymore, or I can't imagine doing it for
Like
that many.
10,000
Yeah.
items. Like, I had at the time that I was delisting all that stuff and I went through everything, I had about 1,000, and I found a little pile of maybe 10 things that
Mhm.
weren't listed anymore. I can't
Right.
imagine 10,000 items. Like,
Yeah.
that's, 100 items that now you gotta
Mhm.
relist again,
I know.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
Which yeah is crazy to me, but I don't have room for 10,000 items. But yeah, get your inventory done. Make sure you're good to go. I have a few things that I was looking at, and I was like, I need a better picture or something, or measurement in the picture or something. You can also that can also
or like redo your listing just so that way
fix
maybe
stuff.
it
Yeah.
there's some stuff that I have really old pictures of, like when from I first started reselling, and I'm like, these
hmm
pictures are awful. It's like
Yeah.
I need to
So,
redo
so,
these. So I
yeah.
did
So do
do
I.
a couple.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've done some in the past. I still have some more, but I haven't dug like dug the thing out of wherever it is. Actually, it's
Uh,
like I should because it's been up forever, and I should do it so it'll sell eventually.
mhm.
But I like you. I haven't gotten through all my stuff yet. I went through several bins, but I haven't gone through everything else. And then I have shelves. So, but yeah,
It also would
that's
be a good time to rearrange if you need to rearrange your inventory setup too. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like for me, mine's just a hallway of bins, like just
Mm-hmm.
stacked up three high, like
Mm-hmm.
however many. I have like 45 bins or something like that.
Wow.
That's all I do. It's just stacked up like that. But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to do is like rearrange stuff in such a way that I condense everything into bins. So that way, hopefully, I can make like a little bit less bins, just more stuff in each bin.
Right. Right.
Each bin I
Mm-hmm.
fill up pretty full.
Yeah.
Um, but I would like to condense it a bit better. Like when I sell a big thing, like try to stuff as many smaller things in the bins as I can, or keep bigger things on top of the
mm-hmm.
bins instead of putting them inside because it
Yeah.
just takes up so much space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I was doing when I started doing inventory. Like I'm not done yet, but I've been rearranging the bins, and I have shelves, so I'm taking some of the things that are a little more like I didn't put anything super breakable in the bins, but taking some of it and putting it up on the shelf instead of the bin, um, that kind of thing. And yeah, and
Hmm.
like just condensing stuff. Like like I have tons of space in here for more stuff, because that happens too. Like you don't realize. I know you're always talking about your like limited space, like you don't really have a death pile and everything. And if you do some rearranging and inventory, you might find you have more space than you think for more stuff.
Yeah, more space equals more space for more items to list to make more
More,
money.
uh-huh, exactly.
I'm trying to think of what else, but like usually I'll just, or you could also do spreadsheets if you do your own bookkeeping. You can get caught up on spreadsheets. Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
I've probably neglected my spreadsheets for probably a month now, and I need to get caught up. And then I need to finish my spreadsheets so I can go do my
Mm-hmm.
taxes here in about a week or so.
Now
Not excited. Like,
what do you keep on your spreadsheets?
so I have a few different ones. So I have my earnings one, which has the date, the item number, item description, the gross sale, and then it has the breakdown all the way down
Mm-hmm.
to what my profit was.
Okay.
Then I have another spreadsheet with all my inventory with my cost of goods. So it's like, oh, I got this, and I'll put where I got it from. So I'll put garage sale, the
So
date, the cost.
you do it by each item, like you're like
Yep,
this is how much this item costs. Okay.
individual. Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
And then I also
I'm
have
too
like
lazy.
expenses. Like I'll keep track of if I buy boxes, I'll put it on that.
hmm
I also keep track of gas, but I use an app for that. And then
Mhm.
what else? I think that's it. Um I'm looking here. Yeah, that's about it. And then also on my earnings, I'll have eBay as its own as the main spreadsheet, but then I'll have a little one for Mercari and a little one for Whatnot and a little one for Bonanza.
Okay.
Just because the sales on those three platforms altogether like less than
Aren't
50
that much, yeah.
total.
Mhm.
So like it's just yeah, I didn't want to make it super complicated,
Yeah.
but
I was just wondering if you did. So you itemize everything. I just do
yep.
in and out. So like, you know, I
I
spent
spent this much and then I made this much.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't do it by item. I started to do it when I first did it and I was like, I don't have the I don't have the
It's a lot of
patience.
work.
I don't
I
have
do
the
enjoy it
patience
though
for
cuz
that. If you yeah, see
it's fun, but it's just time consuming.
if my husband ever gets involved in this, that's what he would want to do because he's a spreadsheet guy and
Mhm.
he would have all kinds of things. I'm not doing that's fine. If he ever wants to do this with me, he can go all spreadsheet on himself. But I'll never I can't I don't have the patience for it.
I would like to do the method you do, but I don't know, I just feel like
I don't make that much. I mean, I'm not
I
full
need to have a
time either or
very
anything.
clear idea of like where
Mhm.
like what item that month was like my most profitable and
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
items I exactly didn't make money on. So like I'd fill
Yeah.
out my spreadsheet and be like, oh, this item I actually lost 25 cents on. Stuff like that. I enjoy
Right.
seeing that so I
Okay.
know what to not pick up anymore. I
Right.
mean, I guess
Okay.
like you could do that, but I like to have the exact number and be like,
Uh-huh.
okay, this item was a bad
No,
buy, stuff like that.
I think it's interesting like how
Mm,
cuz I there's people that do it and people that don't and I just was wondering which one
hmm
you were.
Yeah. So
I don't have the patience, but yeah, I don't
I would definitely do
I'm
it your
not
way
full
to save
time and I
time.
don't yeah, I'm not full time and I don't I don't have anything that I don't spend too much like most everything I buy is like 5 or under, you know? I
Mhm.
don't spend too I don't know. I usually remember, but I don't have that much stuff up, so, you know. So I just yeah, I'm just like I spent this at this garage sale, this at this state sale and, add it up and that's how much I spent this year or this month or whatever. you
Mhm. So
know,
yeah, I need to get
shipping
all that in
fees or
order
nothing. Mhm.
and go to I it's not hard, it's just a lot of thinking and
Right.
last year was my first year actually filing with
Mhm.
tax prep because I was full time
Yeah.
for that year and yeah, so she does really good, but it's just stressful to because I have to like she'll ask me, "Oh, do you have this number for like this amount of expenses or whatever?" And I'll have
Mhm.
to like go find it and give it to
Mhm.
her. So I just need to make sure I have everything because
Well, you
last
just
year,
have everything all
yeah,
your
and
stuff
last
it's
year
easier.
I filed, yeah, and I think I forgot to give her a huge number. It was one of my major expenses because I owed her like she's like, okay, you owe me this much, for taxes. I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
I forgot to give her one of my biggest expenses. I think it was all of my shipping cost, I think,
Oh,
which
yeah.
came out
Mhm.
to thousands, and I had not
Yeah.
given it to her, so I had to amend my tax return, and I'm like, "Okay, I can't forget this next year," so I'm like, "I did not
yeah,
forget," and
that's a big one.
yeah, and I'm like, "I
You'll
can't
get it.
believe I forgot it."
It'll get easier and easier as you
Every year. So
get used to it.
yeah, so that was fun, but, at least it wasn't a huge deal, but it was a little stressful, and then I had to deal with stuff, down the road, I'd gotten some letters from the IRS because 'cause they're like, "Oh, you still owe this much," but it hadn't, like, updated in their system yet that I had an amended return,
Right.
so they still thought I owed them X
Mhm.
amount when I paid them already the other amount that I was told I owed.
Right.
It was a whole stressful situation because I got, like, a letter in the mail, it's like, "You owe this much money or you're gonna get these fees." And I emailed my tax lady, and she's like, "Oh, well, it's because they haven't updated the amended return yet, so they still think you owe the larger amount." And I'm like,
Right.
"Okay." I was so scared. I hate taxes. Like, this is why I held off on reselling for so long was because taxes stress me out so much.
yeah.
It's scary. But now I'm doing it, and
Yep.
yeah, that was. Anyways, yeah. So that's what I'll probably be doing with the slow sales is getting my
Getting your
spreadsheets and all
taxes
that.
ready. Yep.
Get all that ready, and hopefully it'll be a smooth process this year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you're very. You sound like you have a very. You're very organized with it, so you'll be
I
good.
have to be. I'd be driving myself nuts if I was not. Oh man. 'Cause if I don't know what I'm doing, um trying to think what else. I've been so bored that I have been looking on our newspaper site to see if they've been posting garage sales. I'm just waiting for like that. There's a couple that trickle in, and then after that, it's
Uh-huh.
just like full on garage sales
Tons.
every weekend for months. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting, even though I know it's probably at the earliest late March or early April that it'll start. So about a month.
Yeah, it's not far away. Not far away. I mean, I've had a few that I went because we've had some, the weather here, I mean, hasn't been overall hasn't been bad. It's just been gray and blah. But I went
Hmm.
to one. I went to a couple weeks ago, and they were outside, like in like a garage. But I got a few things at them. They were pretty good.
Last one I went to was like a little it was like a fundraiser for a wrestling team,
Yeah.
and they had all like taken their stuff to the fire hall, and then like
Hmm.
it's just a big like community. It wasn't very good. I didn't find anything
Yeah.
really. I
Yeah.
found like maybe three things.
Hmm.
But it was really cheap, like a buck a piece. So
Hmm.
I think I ended up just giving them like a five, like keep it, use it for
Yeah.
your
Fundraiser.
fundraiser,
Yeah.
whatever it's for, since it's for a
Hmm.
cause. And um, but yeah, so I'm just patiently, impatiently waiting. But since sales have been slow, I'm also taking the time to get caught up on housework because if you're I'm full time, but I also take care of pretty much everything in the house while my
Hmm.
husband has a real job.
Yeah.
So I'm getting caught up on all kinds of housework stuff and kind of going through things. Like I've been reorganizing like this closet under our stairs. It just had a bunch of like holiday decor in it and all that, and it was always so hard to get to. So I'm pulled it all out, resorted it, and now it's gonna go out in the garage because like we only use those things once a year.
Once a
And
year.
it's like it doesn't
Yeah.
need to be in the house, and our storage in our house is very sparse.
Hmm.
We don't have a coat closet. We don't have huge closets or anything like that. So we
Hmm.
really need that space.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
Mine has been like with the basement. Like we have a bunch of junk down there that I'm either gonna sell or get rid of, and then it's funny you mentioned Christmas. I'm like, I need to move the Christmas decorations because we store them in the basement. And I'm like, I want them over there instead of over
Mhm.
here because I'm over here now. So yeah, organizing. It's a good time for that. Spring cleaning, you
Yes,
know.
and spring cleaning. I have
Hmm.
also a big pile of stuff I need to go take and donate. I donate all my stuff to the local rescue mission.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we have Salvation Army and Goodwill, but the Salvation Army here does not have a good reputation. And
Yeah.
I also worked at our Goodwill, and I know a lot of stuff that I give them, they'll probably throw away. And I'd rather have it go to the mission because they actually like have this big like storage area, and they'll sort all the
Uh
items
huh.
out. Like all the cups go on a cup shelf, and
Right.
like they'll sort it so that way when people actually come to them and need stuff, they'll like go in there and
They'll
just
go
they
in
have it
right.
all sorted out.
Right.
It's really
That's nice.
nice. It's like
Yeah.
a little
Mhm.
store.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
so I'll donate
nice.
to them because they you can tell they actually will use the items. And
Right.
then whatever they have spare of, they actually have like they call it a blessing day, and
Hmm.
everything's free and like
Oh
people
yeah.
can just come and take stuff they need. So
That's nice. That's a nice one.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
And like they don't have a huge giant compactor outside of their building like Goodwill and Salvation Army does here, where you can tell they just throw away so
Right.
much stuff.
I know.
But still, it's
It
still good stuff that
sucks.
people can use.
Right.
Yeah. So I just donate to the mission. It takes a little bit longer to get there, so I kind of like I stockpile stuff in my garage and then I'll
So you
load up
have
my
it
car and take a bunch.
right.
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do that here when it gets nice out, maybe next month on a really nice
Hmm.
day. Take all the stuff over there.
Yeah.
And they also say you could write off the donations on your taxes, but for some reason
Yep.
my tax lady says it's not. worth it unless it's
It's
over a certain dollar amount. So I was like,
unless
okay.
yeah, like I know my husband does like there's like a flat amount where they don't
Mhm.
ask for the receipts and stuff, I think is what it is.
Mhm.
And then over that, like you have to show, oh, if you say you donate $300 worth of stuff, well, what was it, So I think it,
Itemize and
I think, yeah, I think that's what it is.
'cause I even like one year I collected all the little like one of the Goodwills here was giving out like postcards and then you
Mm-hmm.
just sign it and
Yeah,
that's it. But
I know. I was
um
saving them too, and my husband's like, eh.
yeah, it
he
just
does. He
it
doesn't
doesn't.
use them, so now I just throw them away if I have them. They're going in the trash. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's a good thing to do this time of year. So, I mean, and if you're going through your stuff and you're getting rid of,
Yeah.
stuff that's not selling or it's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah, usually I'll delist it off my
Mm-hmm.
store, throw it on the dollar auction.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't sell in the dollar auction, most of the stuff does, but there's a few things people just don't want. Okay, I'll put it on the now I'm putting it on the free page first on Facebook. And then if no
Right.
one takes it there, then I'll take it to the mission instead because
Mm-hmm.
I know people still use it. 'Cause
That's
it's
awesome.
not trash. It's like
Right.
it's clothes, it's, stuff
Yeah.
that people can use. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um but yeah, that's all I've got as far as like what to do and there's slow sales. I mean, oh, I also did inventory of my shipping boxes. Like I have some here in the house. Actually, my shipping
Okay. Yeah.
closet's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also have a stockpile of all the extra USPS boxes and bubble wrap and stuff out in my garage. And I'll make a list kind of inventory so I don't run
Mm-hmm.
out thinking I have more out there. I keep
Right.
doing that with my shoe boxes, my USPS shoe boxes. I keep thinking
Mm-hmm.
I have more out there. Right now I'm totally
Yeah.
out and I
No.
had to order some and
I know.
they're supposed to be here today.
I have a bunch of shoes to list, and I'm like, I don't have any shoe boxes. I need to order some. That's
Those
a
are
good
my
thing to
favorite.
do. Get
Mhm.
your they're good for other things too, so I like that size. You
Mhm.
know. It's I don't always put shoes in there, so you can use it for
Oh,
whatever.
I use them for all kinds of stuff, like,
Mhm.
those little plastic
Yeah.
Aladdin lunch boxes, those fit
Yeah, and they'll fit
perfectly
in
in there.
there. Mhm.
Um, all
I
kinds of
put
stuff,
lots of
but
stuff in there. Mhm.
yeah, so I just, did inventory of my shipping boxes or my extra packing supplies, like my bulk stuff that's out there. Um, I don't know what else much I'm doing. Catching up on sleep.
I know. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like everything's I'm just so blah at the moment. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I
the
uh
sun the sun
I
needs to
have to
come
get
out, I
like I
guess.
have to make myself motivated to do these things. Yeah, it is. The I took I took my mom to the doctor last week and it was like nice out. We were like, "Oh my god, sun." And then by the time she left the sun was gone. We were like,
Aw.
"Oh, come on." She wasn't even in there for that long. But yeah, so
Um,
it's a hard time of year. It's hard when stuff isn't selling to motivate because that's what motivates us. I mean,
mhm.
it's what motivates me. I hear ka-ching, I'm like, okay, let me list some more things. And when nothing's selling, it's hard to ugh,
When you
push
don't see,
yourself.
like there's not, like, that progress, the only progress is
Right.
you have more listings, but, like, you're not getting the
Mm-hmm.
reward from it.
Yeah. But you can always go shopping because that'll get some of that dopamine, serotonins flowing. I went actually after my mom and so I took her to her doctor appointment. We went and got coffee, and then she's like, "There's some lady has a thrift store just in this building. It's near her house. It's near my house too. She doesn't live far from me. Um, it's only Saturdays from like noon to 2 or something." She's like, "You want to go?" I was like, "Okay." I looked everything, almost everything that was decent. She had a little printout of it, what it's selling for on eBay. I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
oh, my mom's like, oh, look. And I'm like, I'll tell you when we leave. And so we left. I was explaining to her. I was like, that doesn't mean that's what it's selling for. It just means what somebody's asking. I
Speaking
go,
of,
and she wasn't selling it for, I will give her this. She wasn't selling it for that price.
mm,
She had most everything marked about half of that, but you know. I mean, so
yeah,
if you were going in there and you needed it or you were a collector, like she had a lot of glass stuff, it's great, but it wasn't for me.
speaking of the concept that some people don't understand with eBay, say they look something up and they see this, oh, this thing's listed as at $500. Doesn't mean it's
Hmm.
gonna sell for $500.
Nope.
Um, what I've been doing in some of my spare time also is dabbling back into whatnot. There's this one guy I'll still buy from, just one guy. Um, I guess he was like helping his parents sell some jewelry 'cause his mom has a bunch of like brooches and brooches,
Yeah. Brooches. Yeah.
uh,
It
brooches.
looks like
I've
brooch.
heard, yeah, I've heard both, and like my my mom called me out the other day. She's like, "It's brooch." I'm like, one of my grandmas said brooch, and ever since I've said brooch.
It
But
probably
I
is. It's probably like old world is brooch. You know what I
I
mean?
I have no clue. Anyways, and then the guy's dad had some like fancy watches, and one thing that they did on the whatnot was, oh, this watch sells for $500 on eBay, and then
Hmm.
someone's like, well, I'll give you 80 because the last sold I see is for 180, so I'll give you $80 for it. And like after that, like the vibes were just off. Like they didn't like being called out on that, but it's like they don't
Right.
understand that they just didn't understand that just because it's listed doesn't mean it's going to sell for that.
Yeah.
And it's a
Exactly.
misconception a lot of people hear about. Um, yeah, I found some good stuff from. Actually, I have the box sitting right here still. It's just a bunch of little jewelry pieces and um. But that's what I also been doing in my spare time. Even though the profit isn't great, it's just I do like to support this guy,
Yeah.
this whatnot seller.
Uh huh.
They do give me a good deal every once in a while, so I'll keep coming back and give them a good deal. Because I mean, I got some Harley Davidson gloves that last sold on eBay. They were 60, but they took best offer.
Hmm.
$15 for
Oh
some
wow.
leather Harley gloves, and I'm like, I could probably get around. I want to say 50. I don't know what it last sold
Right.
for though. I dropped my pen I was fidgeting with, but yeah. So been doing that, kind of sourcing in that way, even though it's whatnot is not the best place to sort. You might find some good stuff on whatnot. I
Right.
have, but um, it's more for entertainment, I suppose. And I found a couple things for myself, which is nice.
Yeah. It gets you, a little excited.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
mean auctions
Yeah.
are they give you
Get
that
the blood.
dopamine of, oh, I
Right.
won this item.
Right. Hmm.
Like
And I
I
and
found this
I
super cute. Oh, god.
oh, I was gonna say I haven't sourced anything from Whatnot, but I do look on, so the Max Sold, which is an auction site where either you can run your own auction or we talked about this last week, or you can have
Mhm.
them do it for you. Um,
Yeah,
so I always look for local stuff because, like, if somebody's cleaning out a house or moving or whatever, and I like there's one now. It ends tomorrow, so I'm kind of like watching a few things that are some decent money. That's a place you can go and look. If you're in a place where you know it's not, you're like us where it's cold, so there's no there's no real garage sales or anything right now, and you're looking for something,
mhm.
you can get some decent bargains on this site. I think, um, and usually you find one local, so you don't have to go far to pick it up.
My main source right now is just has been Goodwill, and then whatnot. I'll get a few things from this guy, like I said, and then Facebook. I keep watching Facebook, but this seller I bought stuff from, I found this super cute. I almost want to carry this with me because I've been getting more interested in jewelry. But it's
Mm-hmm.
actually a necklace pendant, but it's actually a magnifying glass in there.
Oh yeah, like Victorian,
So you can like,
like,
yeah, so you can like
yeah.
look close. Like if I find some
Mm-hmm.
jewelry, I can be like, oh, is
Yeah.
there a marking? And actually, it works pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's cute. I personally don't like gold jewelry for myself.
Yeah.
I wish it was silver, but it's
Uh-huh.
gold. But I found I was like, oh, that's so cute. Um, they had so much cool little trinkets, and like I got this guy for myself. It was just like a it's like a black
Oh
beetle
yeah, beetle or bee or something.
brooch.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. They call it like a jelly belly. I don't know. I was kind of
Oh
learning stuff
yeah,
on
because
this
it's a
whatnot.
yeah, it is. So it's got a stone in the
Yeah, it's just a black stone in there.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I was learning stuff as they were talking about it. I
Right.
mean, and I found some cool piece. Oh, this one's really cool too. It's like a little necklace, um, but it actually folds out into a fan. It kind
Oh,
of just
that's cute too.
open and close it. He had so like his mom. This guy's mom had so much
Oh my gosh, wow.
cute
Yeah,
little
that's
jewelry
neat.
pieces. Nothing like they're cool and all, but like
Mhm.
this probably doesn't sell well. But I like I said, I'm in a few trade groups that would
You're
probably
right.
love some of this stuff.
Uh-huh.
So oh, and then I found like a snake pendant, and I liked it because I do have a pet snake. For
Oh,
those of you
that's
that
pretty.
don't
Oh,
know,
you
and
do?
it's yeah,
What
it's
kind of
Lucky
snake do you
Brand
have?
this necklace. So
Yeah.
I have a ball python. It actually
Oh, wow.
belonged to my sister
Mhm.
before she had moved away, and
Right.
my husband actually like got the snake from her, and we've had it since. And yeah, it's a pretty big snake. I'll maybe sometime I'll bring it on the podcast, but it's cute little
Uh,
snake. Well,
awesome.
he's not little
Yes, I was
anymore,
gonna
but
say not little, right?
yeah, he's a pretty decent sized snake. But yeah, so I thought that was cute. But also I've been like checking Hybid. Every once in a while I'll be like, I'll remember, I'll be like right now. I'll be like, oh, I'll check Hybid because there
Yeah.
was a really good auction on there. Um, I don't know. This was when we had the first talkies chat in the Trash to Cash Discord.
Mhm.
Is when we had that first one, and there was I looked and there was actually one in a town super close by. And they had some really good stuff, like art glass, like it's probably stuff you would have liked. Um,
Mhm.
but I totally forgot about the auction and until it had ended already, and I was really I was sad because there was some nice stuff.
Right.
And I would have had to go pick it up unless I wanted them to ship it to me.
Yeah, don't get them to ship it.
So,
It will be I always find places where I can drive to and well some say they won't ship
mhm.
and they will ship. It'll be like super duper expensive. So find yeah, if you're looking on Hybit, any of those auction sites like Hybit or something, just find well Max Sold doesn't ship at all, so you have to pick that up. And Hybid, I find ones that I could drive and pick up.
Oh, look, I just found one that's actually in my town, but it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
very, very old antique stuff. Actually, it ends in 3 days. Maybe we'll have to look at some of this stuff. But I don't know, it's just
It's
another
you know what
sourcing.
it is, and you know what? It's a good thing to do with them. You can look and the stuff that seems interesting to you. You can Google and search on
Yeah, I
eBay
have
and
time to look
or
it up
Terry
and figure out
and
what I want to pay.
yeah, and what's it worth? Is it worth? I'll often look at like something that's like going for real high, and so I'll look at it and I'll try. I'm like, what if I don't know why it's going really high? I'll try and figure it out, and then you learn something. So it's a good time to research and, um, you know, you can expand your knowledge and diversify your stuff. You know what
Oh,
you're
I just found some
selling.
uranium glass. It's currently going for $1.
What is
That's pretty
it?
cool. Uranium glass measuring
Mm-hmm.
cup.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's cool that it's here in town, so I could like go pick
Mm-hmm.
it up. But I don't know.
Right.
I have to look at actually have to look at this because I didn't realize Hybid actually has this map option, so you can
Mm-hmm.
actually see on the
Right.
map exactly where these cells are. So I
Yeah.
could pick stuff
Mm-hmm.
in a certain
Yeah. Find
radius. That's
stuff that
cool.
says yeah. Find a radius that you're willing to drive for. Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot, I have to look at that. That'd be another good sourcing way for me to source. I don't know. I just
Yep.
get bored and I get like sourcing anxiety. But it's like I want to go to Goodwill every day, but I also
Uh-huh.
don't because I just sometimes I just can't handle going. It's just too much. It's just too much sometimes. So sourcing from home is nice. And then getting it shipped right to you. You don't even have to leave the house.
Yeah,
I mean, you
exactly.
know, um Sometimes it's good, but I do miss garage sales a lot, so I'm excited for that to come up.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't really have much more to add
I know, it's like it's the
on the
doldrums. What
side
do you
of
do?
on just
the
the on the what to do when you're
I mean, I think that's a big list. Inventory, clean up, reorganize. I mean, those are things that'll take you a while anyway, so you don't need
for
much more than
sure.
that. I think
Oh, and for your
almost all of us
oh,
have to
go
do
ahead.
that. Go ahead, I'm done.
I want to say for those of you listening, we did add a buy me a coffee link.
Oh
We
yeah.
did it to our last video, but
Hmm.
it's down there now. We didn't really acknowledge it last video because we
No,
kind of didn't think about it till
we thought of
the
it
last second.
after.
Yeah, after we had recorded. So buy us a coffee link, like Kevin Comwell's picker. He gets probably a million coffees a day, more than more than a lifetime's worth of coffee.
So deduct two from what you're buying him and buy us two.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Oh, and I meant to go through comments on previous videos because we
Oh
were
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at that.
Hmm.
I noticed on our first episode we did get a couple of new comments. Um, this one was 2 weeks ago from Ally or Ally ALY Suitor. Hi Mona Lisa, nice to meet you. I heard about your new podcast from the guys on the Trash to Cash podcast. Thanks, guys, and are excited to see what you bring to this YouTube space. I know there will be kinks to work out and agree with Dave that Mo's audio, blah, blah, blah. We fixed it. We fixed it.
It's
Dave called us out like
fixed.
2 times at least. Um, However, I'm going to keep watching because I want to support your videos. Hopefully, the audio will work itself out. Yes, it has. It's 6 episodes later, and I think the audio's. I think we
I
got the
think
audio
we're
down.
okay.
Yes. Fantastic vibe, ladies, and kudos to you on a great start. Much success. Allie, mostly sunny sales. So I
Thank you,
appreciate that.
Allie.
Thank you. That's actually my nickname. My family calls me that
Calls you Allie.
sometimes. Yep. Um, and then Lil Miss Q 3 weeks ago put this comment. I heard Dave recommend y'all, and I'm glad to have another podcast to listen to while listing. I don't like Posh until I started using Flip to cross list and share. I do not, or I do wish bulk listing was available. You can use the Posh share and offer function on Flip even if you didn't use the cross listing portion. I also would never share or send offer. I also would never share or send offers so sales increase after I connected. I heard you say you sell some plush. If you don't already know, plush is selling great on Posh. I use FedEx for big heavy items and UPS for my smaller heavy items. I was sent a bunch of flat rate boxes I didn't order last Q4, so I always use them on my Posh sales. Never use
Cool.
Poshmark. I just don't like the share. I don't like how it's very social media y. It's
Mm-hmm.
like and share and so
Yeah.
liked your item. I don't know. It's kind of
I,
it's a
I
little too much
I
work.
wouldn't be able to keep up with that. Like I can
Yeah.
barely keep up with just, a couple
At one
things.
time, I did
I
have
wouldn't be
something
able.
posted on Poshmark, but I was just getting flooded with so and so added your item to a list. So and so did that. I was just like, I'd get
Yeah,
on
I
there and
don't.
have 20 notifications from
Yeah, but they're not for sales. They're for
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They're just for
I
interactions.
mean,
So
people love Posh. They have good success with it. I have a cousin who I don't know if she's doing it right now, but she, cleaned out her closet and sold a ton of stuff on Posh, but
my
I mean,
one of
if
my
I do go back to cross listing and I put stuff up there, I probably wouldn't. Unless, well, like they said on Flip, you can use I think it's an auto share function. Like, I don't think you have to do anything. You just set it. So, I mean, I'd do that, but I, I wouldn't pay attention to it.
yeah
Set it and forget it.
one of my IRL friends, she sells her clothes, or she sells some clothes that she just gets given to her on Posh, and she likes
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
just, I don't know, it's not my thing. I
Yeah.
prefer
I don't sell.
Mercari.
Yeah.
Mercari's like a Posh is like Mercari on steroids. I like Mercari. It's just
Right.
a lot
Uh-huh.
simpler and
Mm-hmm.
um And then also 3 weeks ago, we got a comment from Vicky Shaw. Heard your names on NC Flipper. Enjoyed the show. Can you explain in more detail what the Discord is? Also, I was considering marketplace shipping. What horror stories have you heard? So the Discord, the Trash to Cash podcast Discord. So Trash to Cash podcast with Dave, NC Picker, Carrie, American Arbitrage, and Kevin Commonwealth Flipper. They have a podcast, and then they have a Discord group. Um,
Yeah. If you
that
join
you
their
can only get
Patreon.
access to. Yeah, you have they show you for money. You have to get a
Yeah.
membership to their Patreon.
Yeah.
Then you get access to the Discord. Although if you subscribe to their Patreon for 1 month and then choose not to, I don't think they kick you out of the Discord.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so $3 entry or five whatever, however much it is. And it's like a giant group chat. It's a server, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of different topics we have in there. We have like general chat, then we have like bolos and reseller stuff. Be on the lookout. Whatnot auction stuff, shameless self promotion. So if you have your own YouTube channel, you have your own like I stream on Twitch. Sometimes I'll throw my Twitch link in there if people want to stop in. Um, we have a food channel, pet channel, video game channel, weather channel,
Hmm.
personal channel. We even have a channel for the Vegas trip coming up too. So for those of us that are going, can all sit in there and talk about it and whatnot. There's all kinds of stuff. So it's just fun. There's a lot of people that join Discord, like got Discord just to join the Discord group,
Right.
which is nice.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people in there that'll help you out if you need help learning about how to
Yeah.
use it. But it's
It's
just a
very
giant
nice. It's
group chat.
intimate. It's
Mhm.
it's cool.
And if you have a question, if you're like, "Oh, guys, I have this issue," usually you can get an answer really fast, even faster than probably posting it on like
Oh, yeah.
a reseller Facebook group.
I think so.
So
Plus you don't get all the negativity you get on a Facebook reseller
yes,
group.
and it's easier to
You actually
moderate.
get
I
help.
and I'm a moderator on there. And one of
Hmm.
the rules is to be nice. If you're not
Yep.
nice, you get
And
a little
people
stuff
are
on the no.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. There's only been a couple bad apples, but that's like it hasn't been a huge deal. So
No. Mm-mm.
and then also I was considering marketplace shipping. What horror stories have you heard? Um, I haven't heard a I can't remember. It was so long ago. I've just heard
Like,
that like some people like will ship an item and then the buyer will get it, have an issue, and then like somehow Facebook will refund the buyer even though they didn't send the item back, and then the seller's out
yeah,
money, and it's just
I've
like
heard
there's
that
no
too.
communication with Facebook, and it's
Yeah.
just
I was selling on Facebook, and at first it was really good. Like, I was making a lot of sales. And then it just like I, however recently, it just like I stopped before fourth quarter last year. It just bottomed out. Nothing was selling. I was listing stuff on there and it still wasn't selling. So I took everything off of there because it was just, you know, a pain and nothing was
Mhm.
selling anymore. I know they did something that people were saying what was the reason, but I don't know what it was. I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any returns on there actually. So I had no problems with it. And when I started it, it was when they were doing the people were getting free shipping. Like, we weren't,
Mhm.
but Facebook was paying for the shipping
I
basically.
almost started when they were doing
Yeah.
that, but
Uh-huh.
I still heard issues, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Ah," I'm like, "Even the free shipping, I don't even think it's worth it." I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. I didn't have any problem. I made a lot of sales, but then they just dried up to nothing and I stopped. So I don't know. I was like, I'm just concentrating on getting my eBay numbers up and then I'm gonna cross list somewhere. But I don't know if it'll be Facebook Marketplace again. I don't know. For now, it's just if I haven't, but if I sell big things, I know you do. We'll
Mhm.
sell things on Marketplace, but
Just locally. Actually, just the other
yeah,
day, I
yeah,
had a
local
30
big things, yeah.
yeah. Like, I had this 31 cooler, you know, that brand, the bags,
Mhm.
31.
Yeah. Mhm.
I had a cooler I picked up at Goodwill, I think it was maybe 8 or $10, and I sold it
Mhm.
for 30. I had it listed
Yeah.
on eBay for, like, 40. free
Mhm.
shipping, and I'm like, well, after shipping and fees, like I'd be making around 30, so I'll put it on Facebook for
Facebook for
30. And
30.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
someone's
I
like, "Hey, I'm interested. Can I come pick it up right now?" And they did. And I'll
Yeah.
do porch
Mhm.
pickup. I'll set it outside. I'll be like, leave my money in the mailbox and done.
Yep. Mhm.
Never had an issue. I had one issue one time where with a Wii I sold. I think I sold it for like with a bunch of games and stuff for like 260 for a huge lot. And this lady for some reason left 200 in my mailbox and then she started to argue with me and it was a mess. But I have security cameras and I was like, "Hey, I'm like just that's the only issue I've had. I've never had somebody show up and like take an item and not pay." So,
Right.
but in this town, I don't know. I mean, if you do that, you'll get called out on Facebook.
I was
On
just saying,
Facebook group.
somebody probably
People will
knows
talk
somebody.
about you. So,
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, that's I don't know. I haven't heard any specific horror stories though, but I know there's a couple of resellers here that will ship on Facebook. But
Yeah, I
I'd rather
haven't
just
done it
keep
in a
it
long time.
to my eBay, my Mercari, my whatnot if I do whatnot, and then Bonanza,
Mhm.
which I've only had like two sales on Bonanza this year, I think. But hey, it's like two free sales
Yeah.
that you don't
Mhm.
that I wouldn't have gotten probably on eBay anytime soon. So
Right.
who knows? Um, any good sales for you lately?
Um, no. Like
No.
it's been kind of dead. I've sold just, bread and butter stuff, 20. I
Hmm.
sold one like a wall hanging, like vintage wall hanging thing, like I don't know. It's like curly cues and like kind of floral looking. I think I sold that for like 40. That's been my best sale over the week. That's it. I mean the most I've sold.
What'd you
Everything
pay
else
for it?
is just like $2. So
Is it like one of those plastic ones, or is it like the plaster?
it's not plaster and not plastic. I think it's one of those old ones that's like a some sort of wood composite thing, and then it's like
Oh,
it
okay.
was it was gold painted like gilt, you know.
Okay.
But that was it. Everything else has been like the $20 range of my sales, which is fine. It's great. Hey, it adds up, but nothing big has been moving. I sold, I think at the end of last week, I sold one of my, oh, what are you, Sensi's. I sold another
Oh,
Sensi. I
really?
only sold it for $13. It had a little bit of it had the top, the top plate,
Hmm.
but it had like a little tiny chip in it. And somebody sent me an offer and I took it. So, and it wasn't a very exciting one. It was just kind of tan with,
I had a couple that were really like
yeah, it was
really
boring.
cheap that
Yeah.
I had sitting here for months, like ten
Hmm.
dollars, $9, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I should have picked these up. And
Yeah. I shouldn't have bought that one. I mean, I only paid a couple dollars for it, but, or if
they're a
that, probably
pain to
not even
ship
that.
too, because you gotta like wrap them up really
Hmm.
good too.
I know. Yeah.
And usually I'll get two of those. What are those little priority boxes? They're just basic priority boxes, but I'll take one, put it together,
Hmm.
get another one, and put it on top.
Yeah.
And that's what I use for
Frankenbox it.
Scentsy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Hmm.
double boxed on the sides.
Yeah. But I won't be buying any more Scentsy. But I'm glad it left.
I'll probably get it. Like I said, if it has the box or if it's
If
like a
you get
rare
it, yeah,
one.
if you got it like that, yeah,
Um,
I would. I wouldn't get
but no more
what I
to me
picked
of
up.
like I bought a bunch of the ones with like the cross on it. It's called the Faith Warmer, but it comes in like
Hmm.
different colors.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I find like the most over here, and I used to pick those up all the time, but now it's just
Yeah.
like not worth it. Cause I'd pick them up for like $2 or $3 and sell
Yeah.
them for 10, 15, no more than 20. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just not worth the time, especially to pack it.
Hmm.
Um, for me, one of the big ones was I never usually pick up Fossil brand purses, but at Goodwill the other day, I had some time and I was just looking and I was feeling the purses and I could smell in the purse section a purse that smelled like strong leather. So I was like trying to find it
Hmm.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, when you walk into those leather shops and you just get hit with that smell,
Yeah.
that's what
Hmm.
it smelled like. I'm like, which purse is this? So I was
There's
walking around
real
like
leather
feeling
here
them too.
somewhere.
Yeah. And well, I found in the process, I found this Fossil purse. It was like a saddlebag purse, And usually I don't pick up Fossil because like anytime I look them up, they're just $12,
Yeah, they're not
$15. I'm
special.
like, this one, I used Google Lens and it came up on eBay, sold for $72. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'm gonna grab it. And so I did, and I listed it for $72 and it sold within 24 hours plus shipping. So they
Nice.
were all in 95.61, but there's nothing super special about it. It had a cool latch on the front. It has that thing that you put through the hole, then you twist it,
Mm-hmm.
and then so that's how you open it, and it's
Yeah.
cool. I was happy about that because that's like actually one of the probably highest dollar purse sales I've ever had,
Yeah.
and I think I paid like $5.
I don't find
Um,
purses here. That's one thing that Goodwill around here, they pluck them out and put them up online. So the
they do
purses that are
here
in the
too, but
store
it's
are
like
trash.
it's like Gucci or Michael Kors or anything like that, like the big name brands. But some of the
Yeah.
people back there, they don't know.
Yeah.
Even through like designer bags in the when I worked there, they have these gaylords and they have like the that you throw like the stuff that's not really suitable for to sell in the store there, but it's also like
Yeah.
they send these pallets off. They would throw designer bags in there because they just didn't know what to look for. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't
I mean,
that
there's
this
always a
is like,
chance, but
you
I
know,
don't. I don't usually find anything good. There's
yeah.
always a
So
chance. Well,
I sold
on that,
that.
that's
Happy.
like when you said some people don't, they don't know what it is, and I think when people are like, what are they pricing these, who's pricing this stuff, and it's like, well, they miss the designer bag. They're going to price stuff silly they don't really know.
Yep.
It's just, it's like anywhere else. There, it's a guessing game for some of them back there, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Some people they just don't know, and I get
Mm-hmm.
that. You need time to develop that, and if they
Yeah.
don't care,
Uh-huh.
they don't
If they
care.
don't care, they're just there for get a paycheck.
What else? I sold a couple of coats. I sold like a heavy faux leather Minnesota Vikings NFL jacket. I picked that up at Goodwill a while ago. 39 bucks.
Hmm.
I had sent an offer out on it and I was just trying to get it out because it took up a lot of space in my bins. So I was happy about that. And then I sold
Hmm.
another a genuine leather jacket. It's vintage is the brand is Countdown to Zero leather
I never
bomber
heard that.
jacket, 50 bucks.
Hmm.
Um, other than that, oh, and I had my old headset that I had before this one, and it
Hmm.
had been sitting in that closet under the stairs that I just cleaned out for months. I kept it there kind of like, oh, if I didn't like this headset, that I'd just switch back to that one
Right.
and sell this one or
Hmm.
whatever. Um, well, I finally listed my old one with like it comes with a little USB dongle so you can connect it wirelessly and it has a charging cord.
Yeah.
35 bucks, sold less than 24 hours as well. It's just nice. It's kind of just sitting in that closet for, you know, a few months. That
Yeah.
oh,
I
and then
know
those
my.
snowboarding boots that I talked about last
Oh
week.
yeah. Hmm.
Someone opened a return, but it was just because I guess they didn't fit. They're like, these are in great shape, but they just don't fit me. But
Uh
they
huh.
haven't shipped it back yet. Like
Yeah.
I've been checking. Nope.
Right.
So I'm wondering if it's one of those where they open a return expecting maybe refund and then
Yeah.
or some money back. But I mean, if
Right.
they don't send it back, it's whatever. But
Hmm.
so yeah, there's a return open on that. Other than that, nothing. No events in my eBay store.
No, mine either. Like I said, I like $20 here, $30 there. That's about it.
I'm hoping to list a little bit more. I have some higher dollar stuff, but it's like a NES system with the games. I need to go upstairs
Hmm.
and plug it into the TV and
Yeah.
test it out. And I just I just don't want to. I just I'd rather go do something else for a bit.
My
Um
dad gave me all his old, or he hasn't even given me all of it. He's been giving me old my dad used to like, had like lots of cameras and took lots of pictures. So he's given me some really valuable kind of cameras, but I haven't. I'm like, ugh.
that's why I don't pick up cameras. I
Yeah.
just
I like cameras. I love it, but it's just like they're kind of like, it's a, like, I have to get in the
they're
mood.
tedious. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh. And you have to take pictures of a lot of stuff. And the good thing is that a lot of them are film cameras, so they click, they work, you know? So
Oh, yeah.
it's not like a digital one, or, it's not like something that maybe doesn't work. I know these work, like, and he took really good care of them and everything, but it's just a matter of, okay, I'm going to sit down and do these cameras today. And he's like, I have more stuff. I was like, don't give it to me yet. I have to get through
Like,
this
I gotta get
first.
through this.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to think what else I have. It's not really a bunch. Like, I went to Goodwill yesterday, but I had my hands full when I got home, so now I'm kind of slowly stockpiling stuff in my trunk for a
Mm-hmm.
little bit,
Yeah.
because I have stuff in here already, so
Uh-huh.
just doing that, or, like, stuff that needs to be cleaned, like, if I need to throw through the wash or go wash it
Mm-hmm.
upstairs in the sink
Yeah.
or stuff like that, but it's not a bunch of I don't have a ton. I was telling my mom, like, because she had mentioned to me she found after I'd podcast and we had talked about Lisa Frank stuff in our
Mm-hmm.
reseller bucket list,
Yeah.
she told me she found a Lisa Frank planner that was either mine or my sister's downstairs. And I
Oh,
told her,
wow.
I swore I wanted to donate because I had one. It was like a purple denim, but it had
Mm-hmm.
what the girl with the purple ponytail on it. The
Okay,
Lisa
yeah.
Frank girl. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I remember wanting to donate it, and I remember my mom saying she's gonna keep it. And I feel like she has it somewhere. And I told
Yeah.
her, I'm like, "I think I remember you saying you kept it, so I'm hoping she does, because these are 2 planners that the other one I saw, it sells pretty high, and I don't know if it has all the stuff in it because it came with, like, dividers and, like,
Right.
phone book pages, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know, maybe I'll have a Lisa Frank item at some
That'll
point
be
soon.
cool.
I don't know. Um, so yeah, um, I had something else written down, I thought. Nope, that's all I've got.
Yep, me too.
I didn't write down a ton for this week's episode. And then we didn't get any comments on our last video, so I just checked because I'm like, oh, what if someone left a comment? But as of right now, no. That was our
Leave.
longest video, though, an hour and 26 minutes.
Maybe they didn't make it through to the end. Leave us a
Yeah,
comment.
we're
Like,
chatting
comment,
it.
and subscribe.
Yes, we're chatting it up. We're about to reach.
Yeah.
Well, we're at 78 subscribers right now, so
Woohoo! We're gonna get to 100.
yes, we could make it to 100, or we could beat Trash to Cash and what are they at? Right now, Trash to Cash podcast. They're at 6.49K. I don't
Wow.
think we'll get that many, but
No.
they're all plus they got the guest stars. They're always sitting in
Yeah.
there making fun of each other. That's probably what gets them the views. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I
Probably.
got.
Me too. It's just one
All
of those
right.
slow weeks. But we'll get through it. It's going to
Hopefully it
pick
picks
back
up
up, people. It's going
for
to
some
pick
of
back
y'all.
up. Yeah. For all of
It's picking
us.
back up for me, so I hope
Yeah.
it picks back up
It
for
it
other people too.
it picked
Cause
up for me. The holiday weekend helped, I think.
yeah,
People were shopping yesterday, so
and then tax season's coming up. People are gonna have money. People are gonna
when they
spend
get
money.
those
So
refunds, they're starting to get
yep,
roll in, so yeah.
it's be a good time to sell some stuff.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
that's all I got.
Me too.
Bye, y'all. See you
Bye.
next week.
See ya.